Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes, and today's project is going to be Kiwi concentric circles. For this project, I'm going to start by centering my shirt. I'm looking to create symmetry. And if you're not familiar with the centering process, I do have a couple standalone tutorials where I go step by step explaining the process. Or you can just pay attention right here and watch how I do it. After I get my shirt centered, I decide where I want the center of my pattern to be, and using a washable marker and a piece of string, I mark out my pattern. Now I'm going to pleat along those lines that I just drew on, and I want to make those lines as straight as possible. So as I work, I will twist the project in front of me. It just seems to help keep that line in front of me so I can make it nice and straight. And I would say that these pleats are about a 1/2 inch tall. Now that I have that first line all pleated up, it's time to secure it. And for this project, I'm choosing to secure it by using sinew. And I'm using my sinew puller and matching caddy set that I get from boredomwithjen.com. There is a link down below in the description box that will take you right over to their website. Also, everything that I use for tie-dye is listed down below. Now, if you don't have sinew or a sinew puller and matching caddy set, that's okay. You could also use rubber bands or kite string. It really is just a matter of preference. As I work my way down to the center, the pleats are becoming smaller and smaller. So they started out at about, what did I say, a 1/2 inch. Now they're about a 1/4 inch. And they're getting harder to make on my own with my fingers. So this is where having the pleating tools come in very handy. And they are also a product from boredomwithjen.com. For the rest of the shirt, I just want to continue pleating like I did in the first part of the shirt. I'm trying to keep everything just one continuous pleat from start to finish. And I'm not incorporating any knockdown secondary pleats. So I temporarily secure it by using a rubber band just to keep everything nice and tight so that I can wrap my sinew around and I don't have a bunch of pieces of fabric, flopping around getting in my way. I'd like to take a quick moment to say thank you to the newest channel members, Cornelius Rogers and Joe Norman. Thank you so much for becoming a new channel member. I greatly appreciate it. All of your proceeds will go back into the channel so that I can continue to bring out new content. And for those of you that are already channel members and continue to stay channel members, thank you so much for your loyalty and your support. I really genuinely appreciate it. And for everybody, for all of you that have clicked subscribe, that watch on a regular basis, you thumbs up every video, you leave comments, all of that stuff is just building great community. It keeps me motivated. I read your comments, even though maybe sometimes I can't get to answering them. I know that you're there and you're watching, and I appreciate it so much. What we're doing here on this channel is we're having so much fun creating tie-dye, and by participating, it helps the channel grow and it gets more content out there so new dyers can come on board and they can learn. So thank you, everybody. I greatly appreciate all of you. Now that the shirt is all secure, it's time for my favorite part. We get to play with the dye. This is my first time using the shade Kiwi from Pro Chemical and Dye, and I will be adding this tutorial to the playlist of the single color swatches from Pro Chemical and Dye. There isn't a lot of content in there yet because I don't have very many of their colors, but what I do have in there already is beautiful. I definitely recommend that you check out that playlist, and I also recommend that you go over to their website and order yourself some dyes. They have a really nice selection and their product is amazing. Now, I started out by adding my dye on top of the sinew lines, but I felt like there was too much of a gap, so in between I'm just putting a nice thin line just to try to beef it up a little bit because I want to see what this color is capable of. This project is going to be an Incline icedye, so I very carefully pick it up and place it inside of my gutter that I got from Lowe's, and then I add my ice, and I'm using my Frigidaire Nugget Ice Machine ice. And I like to start at the bottom and work my way up to the top. I forgot to do my quick little sprinkle of soda ash for good measure, so I just add it on top of the ice, no problem. And it's recommended that you let your project batch at 70 degrees or higher for at least 24 hours after the ice melts. Well, here it is, guys. Here's our concentric circles in the shade of Kiwi from Pro Chemical and Dye after it's been washed and dried. And I love this shirt. It's so much fun. The pattern reminds me of like a tortoise shell. So I do apologize for not having the footage of the rinse out process. And if you're brand new to tie-dyeing, you might not be sure how to rinse out a tie-dye. But if you go watch just about any tutorial, I explain it in detail. As far as this color goes, I really love it. Where it's in high concentration, it's just a really nice, bright, happy green. And then when it's diluted down by the ice dyeing process, it goes into this really soft pastel bright green. Now there aren't a ton of splits on this, but sometimes that's okay. Sometimes you just want a color to be true and do what it's supposed to do. But it does have some splits. It's kind of like a nice sandy, taupey brown type split, which reminds me of like the kiwi skin. And then surprisingly, it throws out a really pretty, like a hot pink magenta type split, which is really fun. And now, I don't know about you guys, but for me, kiwis almost taste like strawberries. Maybe it's the seeds, it's just something about it. But I was really happy and pleasantly surprised when I saw these beautiful pink splits. So I think it's a really good color. You know, I'm new to Pro Chemical and Dye. I don't have a large selection of their dyes to choose from, but I definitely recommend this color in their greens because you know I love to use like bright green and purple, and so this is a great color, so I highly recommend it. So overall, I'm very, very pleased. What do you guys think of Kiwi from Pro Chemical and Dye? Please leave me some comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up, and click the bell and set it to all. That way you get notified of future uploads. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing!